Good Thursday morning. It is February the 6th, 2025. It's 9:22 or so in the morning, and it is 64 degrees out here right now. But the forecast for the next 10 days or so is going to get pretty cold again. There's actually snow in our forecast next Tuesday, I think, is what Jeff said. But I just wanted to come out here and see if I see any activity at the hive, and I do, and let me show you. Wow, I feel so good. Look at the bees there. I'm so relieved because if you didn't see my last, no, not the last one, but the time before that video, I was in the way, flight path here. Let me back out of the way. I had covered my hive with plastic, the offending plastic right there, because we had snow in our forecast the next day. And in fact, we did get snow. We got like three or almost 4 inches here at our house. And I just wanted to make sure that the bees were, but I was very ignorant of, well, that wasn't the problem. Several days after that snow, once it melted, the bees, it was warm enough, obviously, for them to get out a little bit. And I still had that plastic on there and had it secured with that rope down there. And of course the bees come out and they fly up. They got apparently caught in that plastic there. And then I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm supposing that they were, anyways, many of them were dead inside that plastic. So I'm guessing that they kind of got stuck down there. What I intended to be for their good ended up being to the detriment of the colony, part of the colony, because there were a ton of dead bees in there. It was very sad. I was so sad. But it is warm right now, and I was hoping that I'd see something, and yep, I'm guessing the camera's picking that up. I'm so pleased. I've been reading the Beekeeping for Dummies book that I got, and I got he had a very good example of a very inexpensive and effective feeder that I am anxious to use. It's just putting the syrup in a zip top bag, sealing it, and then laying it down like a gallon-sized bag, laying it down on top of the frames, and where the air pocket shows up, making a couple or few little tiny cuts in the plastic, and then pressing the bag to let some of the syrup come up through those cuts, and then the bees will, obviously be drawn to that, and they'll be able to drink the syrup without risk of drowning in it. I just think that's an ingenious idea. I love that thought. So I'm planning to do that. And there's my cat, Frodo. Come on, buddy. Frodo and Barney are out here with me. But anyway, so I plan to do that. And also, he suggested, this I'm a little apprehensive about, but he suggested also not wearing gloves when inspecting the hive, only in the spring. He said once it's, in the middle of summer, and once you're harvesting honey, if I am able to do that, when you're doing that, definitely wear gloves. But he said at the early part of the season, when you're inspecting, to have not have your gloves on, especially the ones that I wear, those heavy, the beekeeper gloves that with the sleeves that go up to my elbow. He was talking about that. He said that he when it's busy and in the harvesting time, he wears like the nitrile gloves, the real thin, so that he can still, you know, not have too much on his hands, which obviously are not sting proof, but he said that the bees, if you just move slowly, don't make any. I know that train is loud. Don't make any real sudden moves and everything. The bees are pretty docile and will not. It's not like a ton of them are going to sting you unless you know are. Anyway, I'm going to try to do that. I'm like I said, I'm a little apprehensive about that, but I will try to do that. And been reading a lot about you know, during the inspection, you know, what to look for, which I did that last year. Obviously, I've done it already, but this was a little bit more descriptive than I knew before. I'm so pleased to see them. I really am very pleased to see them out here. This is wonderful. A friend of mine that I spoke to yesterday said that she and her husband are contemplating getting bees, but they're trying to do some, you know, reading up and everything on it before they do get any. But she was asking me about how I insulated the hive, and she said I thought they pretty much keep the temperature steady during the winter, and I said, oh, they definitely do. I said, and I live in Middle Tennessee, and I said we might not have needed it for where we are, but I was just taking precautions, you know. Some people use hay, and I was gonna there was a chance I was gonna get some bales of hay, but that fell through, so I got this insulated foam board, which is great, I think. But I'm hoping that these several that I'm seeing out here is indicative of a thriving colony in the hive. But it'll be another 2 months. No, next month. I mean, I don't know. It might be. We might have an extended winter, but hopefully next month in March, I'll get to open it up. As long as the temperatures are consistently above 55 degrees, I think. Then it's safe to open the hive. You just don't want to let too much heat out. But I got my bees last year, March 27th of last year. So, hopefully, I will, see a whole year of having a colony of bees. I guess that does it for this. Just an update here. I am thrilled to see this activity. I really, really am. Just an encouragement to do as I say and not as I do. Definitely read up on bees before getting them if you can. What's the problem, Frodo? What's the matter, buddy? I didn't do hardly any research before getting mine, and even I the little bit that I did read said, do some studying, you know, get some books, blah blah blah, and I didn't do that because I was impulsive and I just knew that I wanted bees, much like we do with other areas in our life. We just have our mind set on a thing and we're like, we're gonna get that, you know, whatever, do that or whatever. But but I do want to be a good steward of this. This is God's creation too, and I don't want to. I've done a lot. If you've watched any of my videos, I've made several mistakes, and I know I'm not the only one. I'm not beating myself up. I'm just saying I did do a lot of things to the detriment of the bees that could have been avoided if I had done a little bit more reading and watching of videos of other beekeepers. I did do some, I just didn't do a lot. And anyway, this Beekeeping for Dummies, that's a pretty good book. I highly encourage y'all to get that if you are contemplating getting bees or if you have bees. And I guess that does it. If you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate you doing that. It is my hope to get to reach out to other beekeepers for their information and advice and things like that. I've had several beekeepers, one who lives in Tennessee here, I know, but have been really kind and given suggestions and things like that in a very tactful way, and I appreciate that. But I welcome advice for sure. So it is my goal that with subscriptions, that as I understand the way YouTube works, the more who subscribe, the more YouTube puts one's videos out in other places. I guess that's right. Don't know a whole lot about that. It's called the algorithm, quote, algorithm. And also likes of this video are helpful in that regard too. But if you have comment or a suggestion, question, I don't know that I can answer many questions unless it's very personal about my colony here, but anything, it's nice, it's neat to read comments and things. Okay, catch me in the next one, y'all. Thanks.